So this is the second in a series on anything about the Chalice of Opulence and the Menagerie. If you watched the first one, then you know about how to get Imperials, but we're going to get into now how to get more runes, what they're for, why they even matter. We're going to answer all those questions here in this video. Runes are used in your Chalice of Opulence to help you essentially choose the gear that you receive from the Menagerie. The more slots in your Chalice that you have open, the more choice you have over what you receive. There are 4 different colors of runes, each that do a different thing. You have purple runes, red runes, green runes, and blue runes. And in order to get all 4 different colors of this, you have to have unlocked all 3 of the Rune Compatibility slots down here on the bottom left of your screen. Rune Compatibility 1, 2, and 3. 1 gives you red runes, 2 gives you green runes, and 3 gives you the blue runes, which allow you to get all the 4 different types of runes. And of course, this is also considering the purple runes, which you can just already get just by having a Chalice of Opulence and having completed the quest, so you don't have to unlock anything extra for those. To use your runes, you're going to plug them into each of these square slots here on the screen surrounding the Chalice icon in the very middle. Slot number 1 is going to generally just decide if you're going to get an armor piece or weapon and maybe what kind of weapon. And slot 2 is going to be which role of that weapon or which different archetype you're going to get. And then slot number 3 is going to be your masterwork. Each time you open up the chest at the end of the Menagerie with runes slotted in your Chalice, unless you have the one buff that refunds one of your runes, you're going to consume all the runes that have been slotted every time you open up the chest. If you have all 3 Rune Compatibility slots unlocked, you can go and get all 4 different runes from either Strikes, Crucible, Gambit in the chests that spawn on Warner's Barge on Nessus or Warner bounties. Normally, you just have a chance at getting runes upon completing any of the activities I just listed. However, if you use a consumable called Rune Finder, you can actually guarantee that every single completion of these activities gives you at least 1 rune. So that's going to be a lot more runes, and the effect lasts for 4 hours. So that's a lot of runes you could potentially gain just from one of these. You can get Rune Finders by buying them either from Benedict or Werner, and you'll find Benedict in the tower and Werner on the barge on Nessus. They only cost you Glimmer and Legendary Shards, so it's pretty easy to go and farm for more of these. The most efficient way to use Rune Finders is actually to wait to use them until you've got the ability to get all 4 types of runes. So if you have not unlocked all 3 Rune Compatibility slots right now, I would not use them yet. However, once you've got this completed, you can definitely go and just farm these Rune Finders and use them to your heart's content. You'll get a ton of runes out of it. Once you got your Rune Finders and you're ready to start farming, grab a full team of 6 to go into Crucible. And this week is actually Iron Banners, so it's even more beneficial to do this. But if you go all together, then only one of you has to use a Rune Finder for the entire 4 hours, especially if you're all sticking together. So even if that person leaves afterward, your Rune Finder perk is still going to stay active for the remaining amount of time. So it's actually very beneficial to run in a team. It's very efficient. And of course, if you're there longer than 4 hours, y'all can just take turns using Rune Finders until you get all the runes that you want or until you're out of Rune Finders. And if you're solo, just use the Rune Finders yourself every time and just make sure you're fitting in as many activities as possible into that 4-hour time. So really the best bet for that is going to be Crucible, because Crucible matches are about 10 minutes or less, whereas Gambit matches or Strikes are usually a lot longer. And the other reason I prefer Crucible is because, especially if you're an Iron Banner or a Quick Play, you're in there with 5 other people instead of just 3 others or 2 others, so there's more chances that even if you don't have a Rune Finder active, somebody else on that team does, and you can get the benefit as well. We'll cover all the different rune combinations in a different video, but until then, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and if this helped you, let me know that in the comments as well. And I'll see y'all in the next one.